what happens in those moments is the child learns something, which is if they make themselves vulnerable, right? If they turn to somebody for support, right? For comforting, that the world, the parents or the world, is a very dangerous place. So instead of being met with an empathic, attuned response that's affectively, resonating with them, like, oh no, you fell and you hurt yourself, let me take a look at that. Oh, it's not too bad, we could clean that up. Instead, they learn, if I put an emotion out there, it's dangerous, and I'm going to be, made to feel ashamed. So shame is a big part of self-esteem, right? Embarrassment, humiliation. So in other words, so instead of, I just borrowed just a little bit of jargon, instead of internalizing a comforting voice then that they could carry around with them, at times of anxiety, and they could pull on that, they have this more punitive inner voice or discouraging inner voice, and they don't end up feeling too good about themselves because the implicit message is what? You're not accepted. Who you are, and your emotions are not accepted here. You need to behave in a different way. So all of that leads into what we call self-esteem, because self-esteem, one definition, is the discrepancy between how I would like to see myself and how I actually see myself. Mm-hmm. So the bigger the gap, the lower the self-esteem. And you can imagine if you get a lot of those responses, not every now and then, but if they grow up with those responses and they're very consistent, the sense of self, how I feel, my worth, my value begins to diminish, or it just never develops, I should say.